So for this problem, you're shooting a ball at 58.3 degrees. So theta equals 58.3. And then it's going to be launched 16.8 meters from the goal. So 16.8 meters is actually the range. And we have a range equation. R is the range, equals V initial squared sine of 2 theta all over G. And we can plug into that equation. Or solve that equation for V, and you get V squared equals RG over sine of 2 theta equals 16.8 times 9.8 over sine of 2 times 58.3. And you should get the square root of that. So take the square root of that. Let me erase that. And you get V equals around 13.56 meters per second. And that should be your final answer. But this range equation, I just want to show you where it comes from. So since there's no acceleration in the vertical direction, and the range is going to be vertical velocity, so v cosine theta times time. So t equals r over v cosine theta. And then let's look in the vertical direction. dv equals v initial in the vertical, which is v sine theta, t minus 1/2 gt squared. That's just your general distance formula, where you plug in g for the acceleration, your negative g. And so now let's plug in t. We solved for t up here. So dv equals v sine theta times t, so times r over v cosine theta, because it times r over v cosine theta, minus 1/2 g r squared over v squared cosine squared theta. And you notice that these v's can cancel out here, and you get d equals, that sine over cosine becomes tangent, so tangent theta times r minus 1/2 g r squared over v squared cosine squared theta. And now we're going to set this equal to 0 because the range is where it goes up. It's going to go up, then it's going to come back down. So, and this is the vertical direction. So we're looking at the point where d, the vertical direction, equals 0 again. So you solve over, you're going to get r tangent theta, because you set it equal to 0, you're going to get r tan theta equals g over 2 times r squared over v squared cosine theta. V squared cosine theta. You solve it out and you divide over by tangent times cosine squared theta. Tangent times cosine squared theta becomes sine theta times cosine theta. So you solve it out and you get v squared equals g over 2 times r over sine theta cosine theta. And 2 sine theta cosine theta is the same thing as sine 2 theta. It's a trig identity. So you get v squared equals g r over sine 2 theta. And you can solve that for r. R equals, multiply over the sine 2 theta. So v squared times sine 2 theta over g. And that's where that range equation came from. So even if you didn't know the range equation, you can use your general physics equations to solve for it. And that's it.